Yo, how are y'all doing? It's your boy Dave. Today we are back with the Gotham Knights video. Now it's a video I should have made probably like 2 days ago. Sorry, but I'm like probably well over like 10-12 hours in the game, probably a little bit more, and it's pretty much time to give like I guess my rundown of it. I don't want to make this a full-on review because honestly I don't want to say too much. I want to give you guys insight on the experience, but at the same time, I want you guys to experience it as well. But honestly, yeah, we got to talk because Gotham Knights is definitely a mixed bag. The community's split. I'm still split. I'm enjoying the game, but like there's so much enjoyment, but then there's something to counter that enjoyment and vice versa. But we got to talk about this. Now, I'm going to say this for people who have been doing this. And if you have, you know who you are, right? Stop comparing the Arkham games. These are not the same game. They're not within the same universe. This is not an Arkhamverse game. This is just a standalone installment. Stop comparing the games. And also, I see people also like comparing this to Spider-Man. Insomniac Spider-Man. Are we for real? Are we like actually for real? Like, I'm not even gonna lie. That game is amazing. Insomniac, what they've been able to do with Spider-Man, amazing. Do not compare Gotham to it. Like, you're not gonna get anywhere. You're gonna keep talking in circles. You're gonna keep talking in circles, and it's not gonna work out for you. I'm not gonna lie to you. Now, I'm gonna start with day one. Day one was a mess. Like, it was actually it was a mess. Like, it was a mess. Like, I don't know what was going on. If you guys didn't know, I do have this on PC. Console is capped out at 30 frames per second. PC is it's set, it's supposed to be at 60 frames per second. However, mine was like 10 frames per second. I'm gonna not be as cruel though and say like 20 frames per second. I don't know. Like I couldn't play the game though. It like actually was. It was like almost unplayable. And I streamed it. If you guys were here in my first stream, you saw how crazy day one was. And especially when I would get on the bat cycle. Every time I would get on the bat cycle, it was chaos. I could barely see what I was doing. There was so much delay and lag from the game being super choppy. Don't know what was going on. And it wasn't it wasn't my internet. It couldn't be. It couldn't be. It was an in-game issue. It was actually very disgusting. But I will say, I came back 4 hours later and it was the smoothest thing ever. It was like butter. Like it was amazing. It looked great. I could see my characters. I could see Gotham. It actually was beautiful, but that was day one for me. It was literally a 2-hour playthrough of me having to fight and play through glitches, bugs, a lot of stuff was going on. But once I came back, it was smooth. What happened in that 2 hours or 4 hours? I have no idea. I doubt there was a patch that happened. But honestly, once I came back, it was fine. Now, as far as how we get introduced to the Bat family, it's actually really nice. There's a beautiful opening cutscene of how Bruce, aka Bruce Wayne, actually did die. And they didn't write this off in a cheap way. They actually made it, the shit looked amazing. The opening cutscene is actually really well done. And you can see after, we realize what did happen to Bruce and Batman, we see the rest of our Bat family and progressing in the story. We see the weight and emotion that comes with losing Batman. You see it within the Bat family, you see it within Gotham, you even see it within Alfred. And that was something I really enjoyed that they did about this. It wasn't just they wrote Bruce off in a cheap way. And I do want to let you guys know I have not completed the game. I've logged in I've logged in quite a few hours, but I have not completed the game. I also want to note that I've been playing as Batgirl and Nightwing. So after things did clear up with the Bat cycle, I was actually not too happy with how it did ride. Like the Bat cycle, if I'm being honest, I'm only talking about it because it's the way that you get from point A to B in the beginning. At least you have the Bat cycle and you have your grapple gun. The Bat cycle, in my opinion, it's very stiff, it's very slow, and I didn't think too much of it. I only ride it when I have to, when it's actually necessary. But in the beginning, it's your Bat cycle and it's your grapple gun. And don't get me started on the grapple gun because it's actually pretty annoying to do so as well, because you pretty much have to keep spamming it just to get across. For this to be an open world, I wouldn't expect for you to reach from point A to B quickly, especially if you're on one side of the map, but it is quite annoying. And it's also annoying because in the beginning of the game, you have to unlock things that should be a bare minimum necessity, I guess you can say. For example, Batgirl has her cape. She has her cape, but you can't glide. Like, I don't know. I felt like that was kind of a miss. I don't know. It's kind of weird. But it's something called the knighthood missions, I believe, to where you have to complete 10 open world side missions to unlock this traversal abilities. So for Nightwing, it's its glider. For Batgirl, it's her cape. I wasn't happy about having to grind for it, because once you do grind for the traversal abilities, it is 2 or 3 hours you logged in. That's a bare minimum necessity. I have my cape, I'm running around, but I can't glide. Not too happy about it, but I guess it's so they can have you kind of give that's kind of your introduction to Gotham in these, you know, open world missions. Now, the open world missions, in my opinion, the first time playing through, they were actually extremely interesting, both different in their own way. There's different investigations, there's different robberies and different crimes going on, and you can have at it. There's crime in this Gotham City. It's not a dead Gotham City, and it's very fun. Pretty much anything in this game is gonna have to be met with grinding in this open world, and it is an open world game. I give them that. It's more so the lack of content. Like, a lot of the missions are repetitive, and it does balance out because of the combat. But anything you want to do in this game to progress, you're gonna have to meet that requirement by grinding. If you want to progress in the story, grind these side missions, go interrogate people, do these investigations. But that's an issue in my opinion, because it kind of takes away from the story. While I am enjoying the story, there's so much you spend in this city when I feel like you don't really have to. And don't get me wrong, it's Gotham City. You're gonna spend time in Gotham City, but it's more so there should be more. There should be more variety as far as how these missions go. It's literally, want to progress in this story, go do the same missions you were doing previously. There's nothing that's too different, but it is fun. Now, don't let me confuse you. Like, it is a good payoff once you do progress more into the story and you get to go through these character arcs. I really enjoy it, but you know, I pretty much want to let you guys know it's a grind, and you're gonna like it's a grind. You're gonna have to log in a lot of hours. I don't mind that. Things do get a little repetitive, but I just wanted to let you guys know the payoff is really fun, whether it's squaring off with Harley or Mr. Freeze. The boss fights are extremely fun to me. In the build up, once you actually do get closer, it's extremely fun. I will give them that. As far as combat goes, it plays exactly how it looks. Like, let me explain. You guys remember when we first got our reveal for Red Hood and Nightwing, and it looked floaty, it looked slow, it looked the rhythm looked off. It's the same in the game. I will say what they get right is each Bat family member does have their own style, and I love that as well, because if you get burnt out on this character, or you level them up and you want a challenge of having to grind that again, just switch a character. But they literally do have 4 completely different fighting styles, and that's something they really did get right. However, the rhythm is a bit weird at first. You have to start leveling up. You will unlock special abilities that make it more fun to tie into the combat, but hey, it's a grind. You just have to find who you like the most and who fits your play style. Some of it is still floaty. That's what I mean by it plays exactly how it looks. Some of it is slow, floaty, the rhythm is off, but it still is, it's fun. It's really fun. As far as when you do progress and level up, it gets a bit better. Another thing I will say that they did get right was the suit customization. The suits are absolutely gorgeous. And honestly, like, they have like 8+ suits. A lot of them are really fucking cool. But that's also met with the disaster that you get to see with the UI. Once you start trying to customize your suit and craft and all of that, it's so crammed, it's cluttered, it's just, I didn't like looking at it. I tried to spend as little time as possible in there. It's not fun to work with. I had a buddy that I did play with who, he didn't take a liking to it, but he understood it more than I did. But it's kind of weird because they don't really tell you about all this stuff. There's even, you know, as you level up and progress, you earn, I don't know if they would call it currency or what, but even with crates, there are certain things you earn while opening crates around the open world of Gotham that you use to like unlock stuff and craft things, and it's kind of weird, it's confusing. A lot of y'all could probably explain it better than I could, and I do have a base knowledge of it, you know, after it being explained to me by a buddy of mine, but it's a mess to deal with. I didn't like dealing with it, and it was, I don't know, it was very annoying to deal with, I'll be honest. Now, I will say that I have to play the game to its entirety to kind of give you guys a final verdict, but as of now, I give the game a 6.5. Not a bad game. I'm still kind of in between. It is fun still, even with what I have said in this video. I know a lot might seem like it's more negative than positive, but I'm kind of giving you guys things you should look out for. Now, to kind of go through a couple things that it bothers me during the game. First thing is first, during the stealth missions, they're not, it's kind of hard to get that full experience like with the Arkham games or the Spider-Man games. And before you go on, I know I said not to compare them, but I'm just using this as an example. There are certain things in these stealth missions that you can usually get away with in other games, but you're not able to. It's like most times you can't even you can't successfully complete the stealth mission without fucking up somehow. I'm gonna give you an example. There are times where there's an enemy right below you and you can drop down. They give you the option to drop down, but it doesn't always drop you right below where you want to go. It, like, there's a few people, in myself included, that have played this game where when you try to drop down, it like launches you a few feet forward and then you're detected. And there's also times where you want to throw a batarang on one side of the room to cause a distraction and get someone to walk somewhere so you can drop down and do you know, perform a silent takedown, but it alerts the whole fucking area. Even if they're not in that area, it will still alert them. I don't know. I don't really know why that happens, but it's kind of annoying. But there's also a weird, oh my gosh, there's also a weird mission to where you have to take out these thugs one by one. And also the victims have bombs attached to them. So if you get detected, the timer starts right away, and it's like a minute or a minute and 30. And it's so damn hard to knock out everybody to free these victims. If you get detected at that point, you better be spamming. I'm not gonna lie to you. Even on co-op, once you get detected, these like there's 3 victims you have to save. You have a minute to a minute 30. Once you get detected and the timer goes off, it's gonna be hard as hell to get those victims out of there, because you have so many enemies that want spamming attacks, throwing fucking whatever they call them, bro, the fires in the bottles, whatever you want to call them. You got them hitting you, kicking you, throwing shit. You're not going to be able to execute it well. And it's kind of weird because it's meant to be a stealth mission. You're supposed to take them out one by one. You can still complete the mission if you get detected, but it just makes it impossible. It's kind of weird. And I'll also end this with saying, when you're facing off with these weird talons, you know, you'll see them around the city once you encounter certain people. You can only defeat them by using your long range attacks. You'll have to hold your Y button or your triangle button to stun them. They lay on the ground while you can beat them up. And it's kind of, you're like, you can't, it's weird. I don't know, that's just kind of weird. It just doesn't really, I don't know, it's kind of weird. I don't know, I'm gonna keep saying that, but I don't know, because you can't hit them with your regular melee attacks. You have to hit them with your long range attacks, because they dodge all of your melee attacks. And while you're trying to stun them, you kind of have to hold Y and triangle to charge it up, but it's like they're just so lethal with the way they attack you. It's kind of hard to, I don't know, it's kind of weird. But that's pretty much all of my nitpicks. I know I forgot a ton of stuff. I kind of wanted to give you guys stuff to look out for. I still am enjoying this game. I kind of want to give you guys what I've been picking up, and I'm gonna leave that up to you to get this game or not. But honestly, I'm still gonna play. I still am playing. I'm gonna record this video and probably stream another one, so if you guys want to stop by, go ahead. But honestly, man, it's a mixed bag. I'll let you guys know once I do complete the game about my final verdict. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'm gonna see y'all next time.